Samsung just released the Galaxy S25 Ultra, and as voted by the community, the Honor Magic7 Pro will be the first phone going head-to-head with it for a camera comparison. And both phones are the brand's flagship models, with the S25 Ultra having a starting price of around 1500 euros and Honor asking for around 1300 for the Magic 7 Pro, both with 512 GB of storage. But as always, you could save a lot of money while pre-ordering the phones. Like I got my Honor Magic 7 Pro for around 970 euros and the S25 Ultra with trade-ins for around 490. You might know that Honor has 3 photo profiles in its cameras. There are always discussions about which the best one is, and to get it out of the way right from the start, I will show you all 3 profiles one by one, and afterward we will stick to the default one, which is vibrant. But starting now with the natural profile, we directly see that the Honor saturates its colors more. The grass has a completely different look coming from the Magic 7 Pro. A switch to the main lens takes it down a notch on the Honor, while the S25 Ultra stays consistent in its look. With the 2x, the Honor does it as well, but at 3x, using the tele lenses here, the Magic 7 Pro is again pushing the colors up. The 5x shot of the Honor keeps the look, but the quality now falls behind the Samsung shot, since the S25 Ultra does have a second optical lens at 5x, and it shows here and at 10x. Shooting beyond 30x gives us the option to activate AI Super Zoom, a function with rather mixed results from my experience thus far. We can see how it improves the overall quality with a sharper look, but my biggest issue with it is that it just makes up things. Looking at that sign with a mother and child, the Magic 7 Pro just changes the shapes and looks. And at 100x this gets even more obvious. The vibrant profile looks actually less saturated than the natural one. You don't need to rewind to compare this. You will get a side-by-side of all profiles soon. Just like before, the look changes considerably, with the colors being again less vivid but the overall scene brighter. The previous observations about the quality remain the same. Equally good at 3x with the tele lenses, while the Samsung pulls ahead with the 5x and 10x shots. At 30x, the AI decided that the kid didn't want to hold the hand of its parent anymore. The picture looks overall actually just bad, even with all the smoothing going on. The 100x shot looks clearly better with the AI Super Zoom, but it's just not what's really on that sign. The final photo profile is called Authentic, and you might be able to see already that it is going in a different direction with the colors again. This ultra-wide shot is heavily oversaturated. And while we get the same treatment with a brighter image and toned-down colors, it's still way too much for my taste. The 3x telelens boosts the colors yet again. Let's try to find out what the AI Super Zoom will create in this round. Well, this time it shrunk the kid's head and added a blood drop sticker for some reason. And now you will get the side-by-side of all 3 photo profiles next to the Galaxy S25 Ultra. As I said before, the authentic style is boosting the colors the most. While the vibrant one looks the closest to the Samsung. With the main and tele lens, it is the brightest one though. Especially at 100x, the picture does look better with the AI super zoom than what the S25 Ultra puts out. But at least here we got what was actually shown on the sign. From now on, we will stick to the vibrant mode on the Honor Magic7 Pro. While the Honor has the more vivid shot, the colors on the buildings are more accurate here. The S25 Ultra improves in this aspect with the main lens and even further with the 2x digital zoom. The 2x shot looks also generally better from the Samsung Ultra model. The 3x shots of both are comparable in quality, but Honor's 6x shot falls behind the S25 Ultra's optical lens at 5x. At 10x, the Samsung has the clear advantage. I took just some shots with the 6x versus 5x since it's set in the camera app as a default zoom option on the Magic 7 Pro. That's because the tele-lens of the Honor is capable of a lossless zoom between 3x and 6x. Most shots in this comparison are 5x versus 5x though, to keep things even. Let's zoom in on our little feathered friend over there. The Galaxy S25 Ultra has a quite muted look in comparison, but the colors are truer to life here now. Honor's 2x shot looks really bad, but the tele-lens delivers from both. Our little friend gets captured well with both at 6x and 5x, but it's again the area where we leave the lossless zoom that the Honor falls behind. These ultra-wide and mainland shots are quite close here, but the 2x digital shots remain a weakness of the Honor. The tele-lens comes to the Honor's rescue yet again, and while the S25 Ultra does have the better 5x shot, the Magic 7 Pro does a good job as well. It's at 10x where the S25 Ultra has the more detailed image, but it does sharpen the image a bit too much for my liking. At 30x, the AI super zoom somehow didn't kick in, but we got it at 100x, and here it's actually a big improvement on the warning sign, but the text is very hard to read, while it's way easier to do so with the Samsung's image. On this ultra-wide shot, it's the Samsung that creates a way too dark ground. The colors are way off, but the main lens steers them in the right direction. The Magic 7 Pro is generally again brighter, and this time even the 2x shot doesn't look bad at all. While the 3x shots are close, the S25 Ultra pulls ahead at 5x, and at 10x we can even read the little label down here, while it's not readable at all from the Honor. This time the 30x gets its AI super zoom under control, and it gives us an okayish result, with still so many things added which aren't there, but at least not changing something significantly. While everyone knows by now that the Honor produces a more vibrant image, the Samsung is also just too dark here for my taste. The reality lies here rather in between both images. The 2x is boosting the brightness now too much on the Magic 7 Pro, and the overall quality falls behind again. Unlike the 3x, the 5x can't compete here at all with the S25 Ultra. With the 10x zoom of the Samsung, we can read the sign actually quite comfortably. At 30x, it's actually better from the Honor now, but the Ultra still has the advantage. At 100x, the AI super zoom polishes the bad image, while we are still able to read everything with the S25 Ultra. And now just a few samples that showcase the AI super zoom at 30 and 100x with the S25 Ultra samples in comparison. That church tower's clock doesn't look good at all from the Honor. The S25 Ultra is doing a good enough job. The AI helps to make it look better, but as we have seen before already, it also adds things where it believes they belong, like these extra dots on the circles. Here the changes are quite subtle. The eyes are one of the bigger changes. The boost in quality is worth it probably here. Now, this is a weird one again. I took multiple shots here, as I mostly do, especially at higher zoom levels, and the AI creates this image at first, which overall is not a bad result. But then I took more, and when I looked at them all one by one, it's just weird how it always creates a totally different image. This seriously makes this mode useless in many scenarios in my eyes. Before we will take a look at portraits, we will look at pictures of my boy taken with the auto photo mode. The ultra-wide shots are sporting the same differences we know too well, with the Honor having the richer contrast and more vivid colors. We will zoom up to 30x here, and the mainland shots are closing in on each other again. While both can really impress me with their 2x offerings, we get good results with the 3x stellar lenses as well. At close inspection, the 5x of the S25 Ultra has the edge since the face looks more artificial on the Honor. At 10x it's now a clear win for the Samsung phone, retaining also more fine details, which gets even clearer at 30x. But you won't take these kinds of shots with the auto mode most likely, especially not at these zoom levels. You will probably think the portrait mode is the way to go. While the Honor has 3 distinct profiles, which are called Aqua, Vibrant, Color and Classic, we of course also have a mode where AI will lend its hands to make things better. But let's take a look if it really helps. Those are by the way shot with the Aqua Vibrant mode enabled with AI enhancement off and on. And just if you are wondering, the bokeh needs to be activated manually on Honor phones, but you can't do so while using the AI enhancer. So let's start. And yeah, you probably missed it. Let's zoom in on the results, and it's actually an improvement, to be honest. That's basically what the AI also does at 2x. For some reason, it adjusts the width of the image very slightly at 3x, something you can witness while switching between the images quickly. At 6x, we can see the improvements from up closer. I think this is a good integration of AI, helping to create a better looking picture without changing the look. But now for the normal portrait mode. We are staying at Aqua Vibrant and the bokeh is activated on the default level, which is f2.8. The Honor is also here the one with a brighter image, and the image has overall more clarity too. At 2x, which is the recommended way to take portraits on the Magic 7 Pro, we can see that the S25 Ultra has the way stronger bokeh, which, by the way, is also set to its default level of 5. Both take detailed shots, but I would give this one to the Honor too, since the added brightness adds a good vibe, and the cutout is simply finer. It's again the top of my son's head that gives the phone a hard time, just like the OnePlus 13 experienced in my previous comparison. Well, this gets even way worse at 3x for the Samsung. The rest of the image is good enough, while the Honor does a great job here overall. At max zoom in the portrait mode, the S25 Ultra has the higher quality thanks to its optical lens. But the Magic 7 Pro still performs good as well. Aqua Color is the second portrait style, and we get warmer colors overall. I must say that I once again prefer the Honor here. The colors are obviously less accurate, but the quality is just a bit better in my eyes. The same at 2x. It almost feels like there's extra lighting on the Honor shot. The S25 Ultra is always a bit darker. While the Samsung had its issues before at 3x with a cap, it's now doing the better job here. And the Magic 7 Pro is the one struggling a bit with it. This cap seems to be the final boss of portrait photography. And it wins its next battle again. At 5x, the Samsung doesn't even try anymore. But at least the face and body are captured more naturally here. The final style gives us a black and white look on the Honor and is called Aqua Classic. The Honor does a really good job throughout with this mode, and even at 6x, the inferior quality that we witnessed with the other two modes don't become as obvious here. Let's take a look at selfies now. While the Honor is set to 0.8x by default, I use the 1x here, and we can see that it still has the wider field of view. The Samsung can zoom out too a bit, but the Honor's 0.8x shots give us the chance to show significantly more. The colors are more accurate from the Samsung though. Having a wider field of view obviously is also a big plus while taking selfies with more people. using the portrait mode now, and we can't use the AA enhancer or any Arco styles here on the Honor. The colors remain more accurate from the S25 Ultra, and also the quality is overall better. It did have some issues to focus on me and my son properly, just keeping the focus on me, but it handles the sunlight coming from behind us way better. And the final shot is also better focused, but the Honor remains better in this aspect. Now I'm recording in 4K with 30 frames per second using the front-facing cameras, and as you can see, by default the Honor has a much wider field of view. We are on 0.8x and we can zoom in, which is no closer than what the S25 Ultra offers here. The colors, overall the look of the S25 Ultra is a little bit darker. The picture looks more vivid on the Honor Magic7 Pro. So now I can go back to 0.8x. One advantage which is Samsung has is that you flip around while filming, so you can, with a swipe of the screen, you can use cameras on the back, and then we can just use also all the lenses, which is quite nice. A little bit. The Honor, on the other hand, has the option of noise reduction, which will, how it says, reduce the background noises so your voice can be heard clearly. Sometimes it sounds a little bit awkward, but it does an overall decent job helping you if the environment is too loud. Just for your information, while switching to the main camera or front camera, we have a delay and the audio cuts out for a moment. It's not a smooth transition at all. You can hear how the sound of the Samsung is now delayed compared to the Honors. I synced it now here in the editing, but just keep this in mind. I added the unedited clip as well. One advantage which the Samsung has is that you flip around while filming, so you can, with a swipe of the screen, you can use cameras on the back, and then we can just use also all the lenses, which is quite nice. A little bit. I'm recording now in 4K with 30 frames per second. Let's one time go out to the ultra wide. This beautiful sunny yet cold day, but at least the sun is here. And the pictures actually don't look that much different from both here. They look actually quite close. The picture overall a little bit brighter from the Honor Magic7 Pro, but otherwise they don't look that far apart. Doing a good job actually. Now we'll go one time to the main lenses. The lens you probably will use the most for filming. And here the colors. Now going to the main lens, and Honor seems to be having some issues to focus. But I go from the ultra wide to the main lens. You can see this here. It's not ready. Looks blurry actually a little bit. Now we go to the 0.6 and now go to the main lens. Now we can see the picture is focused properly. Go to the ultra wide to the 1x. Now again. That's strange. Well, let's do it this way. Stay on the 1x here, the main lens. Yeah, Both are doing a good job with the maintenance as well. And as I said on the preview here on the screens, I can't make out a huge difference. Also looking good. The colors on both are looking more vibrant than they are in reality, but it doesn't look bad. No idea what was going on here. It happened to me with the ultrawide lens again at night once. I could fix it immediately while going to the 2.6x and then back to the 1x, but we shouldn't need to find a workaround ourselves for this. And now some footage in 4K with 60 frames per second using the front-facing cameras. Yeah. Picture looks, again, as I always say, probably right now a little bit brighter on the Honor, but overall not that much. I would say one looks better than the other. The Honor still has the advantage being able to do something like this, zooming in and out a bit, but 0.8x is a good spot for me. Other one is too zoomed in. For my feeling, it is not needed on the front-facing cameras, but for you maybe a bit different. So at least you have the option on the Magic 7 Pro, while you just have this one here on the S25 Ultra. The S25 Ultra has a smooth zoom wheel introduced, which should make zooming in a lot smoother. We have the smooth zoom here. You can see it. But you will see it in action now as well. And I might it does a great job with it. Way better than what the Magic 7 Pro offers. Well, now let's continue in 4K with 60 frames per second. And yeah, the same is true here again. The Honor does look brighter. We will walk around here. And now let's try one time how well the zooming operates on the phones. We'll start with the Honor Magic7 Pro. With the ultra wide, we have 1x and 2.6x. Those are the visible options on the screen. Now we can go slowly up to 10x. Okay, one time. Switch to the lenses. I'll see how smooth it works. It's not really very smooth. So now let's do the same on the S25 Ultra. So first of all, we're on ultra wide. 1x, 2x, 3x, 5x, 10x, and 20x. And that's the maximum. So they have here something which they call, they have a little scroll wheel here introduced to make zooming smoother. Yeah, it does look quite smooth, to be fair. So you're just sliding over the screen here, and this is a pretty good and smooth zoom. Once I switch through the lenses, ultra wide, 3x, 1x, 5x, ultra wide, 3, 2, 1, 10. It is also pretty smooth from the S25 Ultra. Done with the day, in comes the night. Low light photos are always a bigger challenge since most phones can take good pictures when the light is right. As always, I will start using the auto photo mode while later moving over to the dedicated night mode. And we will stay on the vibrant profile with the Honor. We will zoom in on the lady on the wall, who by the way was called Paula Modersohn, a famous German painter in the late 19th century. I by the way found the original picture from this painting. It's definitely a choice to take a part of a painting where she was painted naked and put it on a school. Either way, the S25 Ultra has the brighter image, but the nicer image looks really good. Both images already have some amount of noise, and the Samsung is sharpening the image more. While the 2x shot's underwhelming output isn't a surprise, the telelenses really disappoint. At 5x, it gets even worse for both, but especially the Samsung should perform better here. Why doesn't it? Well, it's because the Samsung didn't use the correct lenses for the photos. The 3x shot was taken with the main lens, while the 5x and 10x shots were taken with the 3x lens. The 5x optical wasn't even used at all. Can you change this in the settings? Yes, but not in the normal camera settings. You need to download an extra app for this called Camera Assistant, which lets you deactivate this. But for this comparison, I left the option on. We will zoom in on the top of the building. I prefer the ultra-wide shot of the S25 Ultra since it's also more detailed in the end. Same goes for the main lens. The 2x lens of the Honor falls even behind further. The telelens of the S25 Ultra is this time being used here, and both are generally close in quality. The Samsung does have more noise though, and it has some issues with the lights. The 5x shot is this time also taken by the 5x optical lens, and the shot looks really bad. The lights remain an issue, being overblown on the S25 Ultra, and both have a lot of noise, with the Samsung being worse with it. While the Honor was already trying to smooth the image at 5x, at 10x the Honor loses way too many details due to it, and both are taking a bath in noise. At 30x, the Samsung is finally able to capture the sign better than the Magic 7 Pro, and we also have the more detailed shot. AI Super Zoom was, by the way, never an option to be activated at night, perhaps for the better. This ultra-wide shot of the Magic 7 Pro has an almost greenish tint in the sky, and the picture lacks details yet again. The mainland shots are generally better from both, but the S25 Ultra manages to capture more here, without brightening the image too much. Honor's 2x is producing an unsatisfying result again, and the 3x has the greenish tint just like the ultra-wide had. The S25 Ultra has the better image easily, and this continues at 5x, where it again uses the proper lenses. And while neither 10x shot brings a smile to my face, the S25 Ultra has the edge. Last round was the Automode, and the Honor is a tiny bit too blurry for my liking here. But seriously, the ultra-wide lens had issues focusing here, and the ultra-wide already was acting up during the day while shooting video, and spoiler alert, you will see it again at the night video. No idea if that is an issue with my very model or a general problem the Magic 7 Pro faces. But of course, I won't leave it at this, and here we got a proper shot. Individually, both are looking good in my eyes, but the Magic 7 Pro is way off when it comes to the colors. Proof of this is that the main lens of the Honor is closing in on the look of the S25 Ultra, and both are actually looking good here. The Samsung disappoints with the 3x once more because it decided to use the main lens for this shot. This area isn't well lit, and that's probably the reason why the S25 Ultra doesn't use the lens you might expect. Even at 10x, it's again the 3x telelens in action, and the result is really bad. Now the same spot with the night modes enabled. We basically can witness all the same stuff as before, like Honor's ultra-wide having the wrong colors, and the S25 Ultra was once again using the main lens for the 3x shot and the 3x telelens for the 5x and 10x shots. So what kind of difference does the night mode actually make? Let's take a look at a side-by-side, and with the ultra-wide lens I really can't make any point out that looks really different between the modes. With the main lens, the night mode shot of the Honor is a bit brighter, but between both Samsung shots on the right, it's again hard to find a difference. At 3x, the auto mode picture is actually a bit more detailed from the Magic 7 Pro, while the S25 Ultra is again hard to distinguish. At 5x and 10x, the Samsung is slightly more detailed now with the auto mode, while the Honor looks practically the same on both. So from now on we will just have shots with the night mode enabled. We will zoom in on the skating bean, and both create again an undesirable image, but the Honor leans again too heavily on the yellows that it makes it worse. We get the same shift in colors as before while switching to the main lens, but I still slightly prefer the S25 Ultra here. The 2x zoom remains Honor's weakness. It just can't compete with the digital zoom and it tries to smooth out things it can't capture well. The 3x lens of the Honor is brighter, but it still disappoints, with the Samsung shot being far from great too. We can say the same about the 5x and 10x shots, with the latter having a noisier image on the Honor. We have been here already a day, but from a different angle. The ultra-wide shot of the Honor almost gives the impression as if I used the flash, which I did not. We will zoom in on the door. The 2x shots aren't great from either, and at 3x the Samsung is again using the main lens and tries to make it up with some over sharpening. The 5x shot is finally taken with the 5x lens and the result is really speaking for itself. The 10x shot is also superior from the S25 Ultra and we can make out more of the text. For some reason the Honor's picture has a weird greenish to yellowish tint on it, making things again worse. With enough light, the ultra-wide of the Honor can create some usable images. It's still far from great and also behind the Samsung, but better than many shots we have seen from it already here. The Samsung is oversaturating the colors with the main lens, taking a page out of the Honor's book, and the 2x shot is getting quite a brightness boost, while still being way more detailed than the Honor's image. With that much light available, the S25 Ultra gives us the rare honor to use the 3x telelens at night. Speaking of Honor, the Magic 7 Pro has quite some issues with the light now, overblowing the image and giving us a yellow glow on it. The 5x shot is a clear case for the Samsung flagship, but the Honor performs surprisingly well at 10x too. Honor's ultra-wide won't win any comparisons at night this time, but I must really say that the S25 Ultra does a good job. With the main lens, the Samsung is also changing its whole look and a lot of over sharpening is happening in the subsequent shots on the S25 Ultra. Honor wins at 3x because we get the 3x digital zoom from the main lens on the Samsung yet again. And at 5x and 10x, it's the 3x telelens that's doing the heavy lifting and not really in a great way. But something interesting happened here. I took, of course, multiple shots and some were actually taken with the 5x telelens for the 10x shot, and the improvements are very obvious. One more round before we move to the portraits. While both have the issues with the street lamp, the Honor is way over the top. This issue remains at 1x, but the overall quality is good from both. With the 2x digital zoom, we have again the clearer image from the S25 Ultra, and even the 3x telelens produces a big advantage for the Samsung here. You might have guessed it, it used the 3x telelens here and also the 5x telelens for the 5x and 10x shots, resulting in easy wins for the Galaxy here. Taking portraits of yourself is difficult if you're doing it all alone. The advantage is that while using a tripod here, blurry images shouldn't be an issue, but it somehow also takes away the real life use aspect a bit, because most people will take the portraits handheld. Either way, if your friend is a surgeon and takes a portrait of you, they would probably be as shake-free as them. Just like a day, we will look at the different portrait styles, starting with Aqua Vibrant. The S25 Ultra wins this one for me, with more accurate colors and a slightly more detailed shot. The 2x shot looks now very different from the Samsung, adding a yellowish tint to the image that makes it look worse than the Magic 7 Pro's portrait. The colors improve again with the 3x telelens, and the overall quality is a win for the S25 Ultra too. Aqua color is the next style, and more accurate colors is something we don't expect here anyway. I prefer the Samsung image here, with the Honor still taking a good shot itself. The 2x shots are good from both too, but the Samsung is always a bit crispier without over sharpening the image. This 3x shot now looks awful from the Magic 7 Pro, moving in the direction of an oil painting, all while the S25 Ultra still has an overall good shot. One more 3x shot to show that the Honor can do it better too, but it still falls behind the Samsung in my eyes. Last round of portraits, now with Aqua Classic enabled. Both shots look great, also thanks to the model for the awesome walk. I think he didn't want to hear that. It's kinda hard to really compare these images, since for me, a black and white picture also gives out a certain kind of mood. But one advantage it has is that it can conceal to some degree a lesser quality, like we have seen before from the 3x lens, since, in my eyes, all these shots in this mode are looking really good. But the Samsung is overall still a bit better. Selfies at night are also a challenge. And the Honor is oversaturating the colors like its life depends on it. That tree wasn't that green for sure. The S25 Ultra is truer to life. Using the portrait mode now here, and as you can see, the light just falls in from one side, and both are quite close in image quality, but the colors are again less accurate from the Magic 7 Pro. Now with less light and the night modes activated, both are struggling. The S25 Ultra has a really blurry but a way brighter image, while the Honor looks too artificial. And before it's time for lowlight videos, make sure to subscribe to my channel, because it makes more fun to watch them this way, I heard. Now it's time for the nighttime videos. Shooting this time in 4K with 60 frames per second. Now I'm entering a road which is better lit. And the S25 Ultra looks actually quite good. Comparison. The Honor looks very messy actually. Pictures. It's hard to really see myself here properly, while the S25 Ultra looks also clearer overall. Also, what the background is concerning. Can want to go here also on 1x now, so I'm a little bit better zoomed in, but it doesn't make the picture look any better. We have a street light up here. Facing the street light. I'm looking very reddish almost on the Honor. Cars passing by, a bit light on me more, but the S25 Ultra seems to do a much better job here. So I'm now shooting in 4K with 60 frames per second. I actually wanted to show you the ultra wide. So now it works. Before it had some issues to properly focus. Like it's happening now again on the Honor, while the S25 Ultra does not have the issue, and the street is also not that dark. The ultra wide is having a hard time. Let's turn around, see anything will help here. Nope. So let's go to the main lens here now, and on the Samsung as well. So let's continue our walk to this direction. The picture on the Honor Magic 7 Pro does look a lot brighter now, while it had the focusing issues just before with the ultra wide. The main lens does a better job, but the picture of the S25 Ultra looks actually better. It looks also in my eyes a little bit too bright on the Honor. Just here on the preview. And one time, check the video zoom. Let's start with the Honor. Go back to the ultra wide. Now it does focus. We have 1x and 2.6x as the visible options, and 10x as the maximum zoom. Let's go back to 1x. So, and on the S25 Ultra, let's go one time to the ultra wide as well. And the visible options are 1x, 2x, 3, 5, which gives us a big image boost and quality, 10x, and 20x. So yeah, the quality difference is quite big here between 3x and 5x. And the 5x picture looks really good. And we can go here to the 10x again. Try to get a comparison in here. And yeah, clear one for the S25 Ultra. And now I'm recording in 4K with 30 frames per second. And this place is actually quite dark. And the picture on the Honor Magic7 Pro looks a lot brighter. Like up here in the trees, I can't really make out anything. On the S25 Ultra, with the naked eyes, I can see something here, at least not as bright as how the Honor shows it here on the screen, but definitely also not as dark as how the S25 Ultra shows it. There's a single big light, and yeah, hard to say which one looks actually better now here, because I think the Honor is doing also a good job. From the preview here at least. It is overall a bit brighter. So if there's a little bit light, the mainnet of the Magic 7 Pro will give us a brighter image here compared to the S25 Ultra. And now some 4K 30 frames per second footage from the front-facing cameras, sending out direct onto a light, and the Honor improves a lot when there's enough light around. But as soon as we will leave this area, you will see that the quality, of course, of both is going down, but especially the Honor is struggling a lot when the light is getting darker and the available light around you is less. And to make it clear, also the S25 Ultra is not perfect, far from it, but I think it does a better job overall. That's of course just what I can judge by looking at the screens here. Just sliding in here quickly. Those were my live observations while seeing the pictures on the phone screen. While the Honor really looks bad, the Samsung is far from good here too. But at least my face is more visible in a sea of noise. The street wasn't well lit, to both their defense. Let's switch over to a video I took just right now in my office here, and the room is actually dark, and be the judge yourself. And now, as I said before, a little video comparison of both indoors with a loud light situation, and yeah, not really looking great. Yeah, so I have the lights off here now properly. Let me just turn them on. So now I added some light in the background. Now the lights will get a little bit brighter. So as you can see, both are not looking great. Hard to judge now from the live view here because the Samsung looked better before also. And then I witnessed on the big screen that it indeed didn't look good at all. So let's one time dim the lights again. So now again, less light available here. Let's dim the lights in the back one time. So just a little more insight on a situation where the light is again bad. If we turn on the light properly, you can see a huge boost in quality, obviously. So this is nothing new. This is how cameras operate. And that concludes the longest camera comparison I uploaded yet. And I hope you got some useful information out of this one. Both phones are fresh on the market here in Germany, with the Magic 7 Pro being available a bit longer in Asia. So both will still get a lot of updates, and I already am planning to retest them in the summer with half a year of updates for both. But how did they perform today? I preferred the colors of the Samsung and also the fact that it more often stayed more consistent to them. The Honor's ultrawide lens is really not performing great and oversaturates the colors even further than the other lenses are doing it already. Or sometimes it just has an entirely different color language. I had focusing issues with it while filming at day and night, and also while taking photos at night in rather dark environments. All things the Samsung didn't have. The 2x digital zoom is another thing where the Honor falls behind. I don't get why Honor has the 2x as a clickable option in the camera when it performs poorly at day and night. It just can't compete with the 2x digital zoom, so you better just use the main lens and get in closer a bit, or go away further and use the tele-lens. One annoying thing the Samsung does is, especially at night, that it chooses the lens it feels is the best for taking zoomed pictures. So a 5x shot might be taken with the 3x lens or even the main lens at times. You can deactivate this though with an extra app, and the results can be really way better. On the topic of zooming, AI Super Zoom is a gimmick at best. It's something I hardly can recommend if you want to have an authentic image. It's a lottery what you get out of it in the end, and most of the time it just isn't authentic. If it's just sharpening the image and simply unblurs the image, it's doing a fine job. So on tech spots it's actually usable, anything else rather not. I hope both companies find ways to improve their cameras via software updates. Now let me know how you feel about these two phones. Do you have a clear winner here? Do you own one of these phones already? Let me know in the comments, leave a like and a sub if you enjoyed this video, and we will see us in the next one.